fear I'm not prepared to face the evil that has awakened. That I will be a lamb to the slaughter. But a massacre awaits our modern world. A bloodbath of biblical proportions. I leave tonight on a long trip to the most secluded asylum in the country to get to the root of this madness. Let the nightmare begin.
Late in the evening to be visiting our patients, Miss Van Helsing. Especially one of our more dangerous patients.
But I just arrived, and after a 3-day trip. And I assure you, it's under the most serious of circumstances.
I hate to say no to a pretty face, but visiting hours are over.
But I must see him immediately.
You may see him in the morning.
I will use my authority as a licensed agent if I need to.
You go right ahead. Mr. Renfield has been sedated earlier this evening. He won't be conscious till tomorrow. So I assure you, Miss Van Helsing, I couldn't change the rules for you tonight if I wanted to. Visiting hours start at 8 a.m. You may see him then.
That being the case, I have some questions for you. Is there a place we can sit and talk? Maybe get something to eat? I haven't had a meal in like days.
I can't leave on such short notice, but we do, of course, have a cafeteria.
I was hoping for a drink or two.
I keep a bottle in my desk. I've dealt with a number of lunatics in my profession, but none as puzzling as Renfield. There seem to be two facets to his madness, one being his strange and grotesque diet, and the other his unhealthy commitment to the supernatural.
Being spiritual doesn't make a person crazy.
He thinks he's a vampire, Miss Van Helsing.
You speak as though such things don't exist, Dr. Seward.
I do not believe in fairy tales. I am a man of science and medicine. Renfield suffers from delusions. Dark, deep delusions. Probably stemming from some traumatic experience in his childhood.
Or adulthood.
Perhaps.
You've answered most of my questions. Tell me, has he ever mentioned a Count Dracula?
Another one of his delusions, yes, and the darkest I'd say by far. It's odd that you would know of any of his delusions.
I wasn't going to tell Dr. Seward that I had met with Renfield's wife before coming here. or that she had noticed a severe shift in his behavior after his first meeting with Count Dracula, and what would become a series of meetings to finish a real estate deal. For the last visit would be one Renfield would not return to his wife from. The fact that Renfield told Dr. Seward about Dracula tells me a lot. It tells me he may be staying at the asylum by choice, and there would be very few reasons for that. Either way, I was hired to investigate the murders that have taken place within the Harker family, in which a mysterious Count Dracula was mentioned, which has led me this far. I learned upon arrival that similar murders have taken place here as well. 2 young women were found dead at the local cemetery. It was concluded that most of the blood was missing from their bodies. The local authorities and the townspeople suspect the gravedigger. Thankfully for him, there is not enough evidence to lead to an arrest, as I am convinced he is not the killer. I went to see Renfield just after sunup, but it would be days before he would see me. Apparently, he was paranoid and not accepting any visitors. I guess curiosity finally killed the cat, and today is the day.
Do us all a favor, Miss Van Helsing. Do not encourage his delusions.
One could ask you the same thing, Mr. Renfield. I want to know about Count Dracula.
Nobody knows about Count Dracula.
I do.
I sold him some property in between the train station and the sea. On a beautiful mountain overlooking the valley. I told him the castle was in ruins and needed to be torn down. He said he preferred it that way.
There are hundreds of mountains that lay between the transit and the sea. I need to know which one, and I need to know the fastest route to get there.
That would be a breach of confidentiality. You can probably get the paperwork from the realty company.
You know damn well those records are missing.
Well, that is none of my concern.
Did you meet insects before meeting Count Dracula? And what did your wife think about that? You miss her, don't you?
You're getting too personal for my comfort, Miss Van Helsing.
I'm not here for your comfort.
I won't be answering any more of your questions today.
There's more at stake here than your fears, Mr. Renfield. Innocent people are going to die.
Goodbye, Miss Van Helsing.
I'll be back tomorrow. But you sleep on this. Your wife is an innocent person. Good morning, Mr. Renfield. Are we ready to give this a second try? Did you think about your wife after I left?
That's none of your business.
Normally, I would agree with you, but these are not normal circumstances. It becomes my business when people start dying.
You got me thinking, Miss Van Helsing. What if you are Count Dracula?
You know that's absurd.
We're talking about a vampire. Shape-shifting isn't out of the realm of possibilities.
If I were Count Dracula, why would I come here just to talk to you? When I could kill you.
I suppose to make yourself look innocent.
Tell me how to get to his castle.
Giving you that information would be a fatal risk to me and my wife. If you are who you say you are.
Now leave and don't come back.
I will say it once more, do not encourage his delusions.
Are you questioning my methods?
Your methods are dangerous.
My methods are necessary.
I am fond of you. But that will not change how I care for my patients.
Care? In an awful place like this where no human being should have to be?
You might not feel that way if you knew what these human beings have done to other human beings. Something happened to Mr. Renfield in his life that he could not handle. Something that drove a normal man into madness.
That we both agree on, but...
It is my job to figure out what that experience was.
Yes, of course, but...
And it is my job to cure them, if at all possible. feeding their damaged minds with this superstitious hocus pocus is counterproductive and unhealthy for my patients, and I will not allow it here. Do I make myself clear?
No, Dr. Seward, you don't.
I conclude that Renfield is either working for Count Dracula or is too afraid of him to help me. Either way, his words resonated with me today, and I'm left wondering, what if Dracula is not a supernatural creature after all? What if he's a mortal human, a serial killer like Jack the Ripper? What if he suffers from an illness and doesn't know he's a killer? What if Dracula is a woman?
Me, Dr. Seward. I need you back at the hospital right away.
Thought you weren't happy with my methods.
I'm still not, but that doesn't matter right now. It's Renfield. He's out of control.
What do you mean?
We tried sedating him, but it didn't work this time. Not after you left, he demanded to see you again while we were in the cafeteria. We explained that visiting hours were over, but he just snapped. We got injured guards down here, and he's causing an uproar with the other patients.
What about the police?
It'll be too late. They're too far away. Half-day's trip. Get down here now.
He's a monster. I can't let him get away with what he's done.
You knew Dr. Seward wouldn't believe you about Dracula. You're staying here on purpose, aren't you?
Yes. I'm not sure if he even knows I'm here. I hadn't seen him since I fled his castle. And he sort of asked some questions about Dracula. I was afraid he was going to kill me. And my wife.
I'm here to prevent that.
I'm still not sure that you're not him.
Then why are you demanding to see me?
I'm dead either way. After you left, I realized Dracula would end up going after my life. Regardless of what I told you. There comes a time in a man's life when he has to stand for what's right. Even if it risks his life. Even if he's a coward.
Has he turned you into a vampire?
Partially. I was meant to be his servant. And to bring him bodies to feed on. But I could never bring myself to do it. And I could never kill an innocent person. He went to rest in his coffin one morning. And I ran. I ran as fast and as far as I could.
Tell me how to get to his castle. Tell me where to find his coffin. Help me so I can kill that son of a bitch.
Thank you for calming my patient. I owe you a favor now. Are you sure you won't join me for dinner?
No, thank you, Doctor. I have something I have to do. In fact, I must be leaving now.
Before you go, I gotta ask, what's in that bag?
betrayed me, Renfield.
Sounds like Renfield. I've never changed my mind so fast about anything before in my life.
I bet not.
I suppose I owe you an apology.
You suppose?
Well, how the hell was I supposed to believe all that until I saw it?
I don't want to believe in bad things either, but they exist.
Is killing him in his sleep really the only way?
We would not survive the encounter otherwise. As I've said, he has to return to the soil of his native land for rest.
I hope you know what you're doing.
Me too.
Well, that's comforting.
There it is, Dracula's coffin.
He's gone.
We'll be safe in the sunlight if we can make it out of this castle. Run!
Power over God.
I have power over you. I'm gonna kill you slow.
The light has authority over you. For God is the light. With Dracula gone, I would like to return to a normal life. The people who hired me to hunt him down are pleased with his assassination, and I wish I could be too. But this is not the end, for there are other creatures of the night awaiting the innocent. Some more savage than others.